Hello, happy Tuesday to you. YouTube Live was acting a little funky, so hopefully, fingers crossed, you have sound and visual, and we're able to have a lovely time hanging out today. So, today's topic is working with influencers on your book marketing. I've got seven, let's go with seven. I've got seven ideas to help you collaborate with influencers that we will go through. And of course, as always, you are encouraged to participate. Say hello, chat in the comments, and when you do, you will be entered to win or selected to win some swag. We still have a few of our vintage mugs left to give away. I have to send two of them out today, actually. And Angela has a fresh stock of our other stuff that is our new logo. So, and then I think we'll order some cool new swag. I know, Sean, you're waiting for that long sleeve T-shirt, so maybe we'll get that sorted. I was kind of keen to get hats. I really want to have a hat. I have a wonderful hat that I wear all the time when I'm hiking and things like that from my one of my business one of the coaching companies I used to work with, and I love that hat. But I kind of want it to say hashtag No Boring Books on it instead of promoting somebody else's stuff. So hats, long sleeve shirts, maybe we'll do both. We'll see. All right. Hello, Alice. Welcome. Shelly, great to have you here. Angela, as always, thanks for being here. I had a little trouble getting things set up today. YouTube was just spinning away. So I had to reboot and come back, but we're here now. So let's dive into influencer collaborations. Um, I mean, where to start with this? I, it's the fantasy of every author. You launch your book, and somehow a celebrity or a social media influencer. Sorry, I'm just going to remove this one view from here. Um, okay, so let me paint this picture again. It's kind of the fantasy, I think, of every author. I've even sort of had a similar fantasy or a dream that the book launches and a celebrity or a social media influencer somehow gets the book, reads the book, loves the book, and then shares about the book to their followers. And the next thing you know, your book is flying off all the virtual shelves and you can't stop the momentum, even if you wanted to. It's a nice dream. But let's be real, while it could happen, it's not the most likely outcome. But there are plenty of folks out there, influencers, medium, large, in between, that could be potential collaboration partners for you. And well, that's what I want to chat about today. I have a YouTube video, and sorry, Angela, I should have given you the link and prepped you. I should have prepped you for this. But there is a video on influencers somewhere on the YouTube channel that talks more about how to select them, how to approach them, and that sort of thing. So we'll drop that link because that's not what I'm sharing today. Today is more like when you do approach them, what are you looking to do? What's the collaboration that you want to pursue? What I want to make sure you don't do is just ask them for things, right? We get emails every day, and I get direct messages on social media every day that basically is saying, read my book and review it, or post about my book, or do this, and it's just asking me to do things for them. And most of the time, I politely reply that I am happy to promote our clients, and I do what I can. I share posts about that, and when I can, I put them on our YouTube channel, and I share them on my social media. But there's just not enough posts, not enough time in the day, and certainly not enough energy to just do a bunch of things for a bunch of people you don't know and you don't have a relationship with, that are just asking for you to do things for them, and there's no collaboration. So this isn't about that. This isn't about just sticking your hand out and saying, give me. This is about doing some research, finding great people who have your ideal reader in their audience, and stalking them for a bit, following them, seeing what they talk about, seeing what they're interested in, seeing where they're going, where are they speaking, what events are they attending, and just kind of being thoughtful and value add in any ask that you have for any influencer out there that you're going to look to talk to about this. So, Mike, welcome. Hello, Deborah Lloyd. Good to have you here. Now, that's interesting, Mike. Mike said they should ask, what can they do for you? Here's the thing. they don't know you. So it's very hard for an influencer to actually say, or unless you meant the influencer should say that. And you know what? Truly, if you add so much value to somebody's life, they probably will at some point say, "Hey, listen, what can I do for you?" But in general, if you contact an influencer and say, "Hey, what can I do for you?" They're probably going to go nothing. Like they don't know. So it's really up to you to do the work and figure out where's the opportunity. And so, not quite the same thing, but Ingram Spark, we have our Ingram reps that we work with, and they connected me. We were chatting at an event, and I said, "Hey, listen, I love your Ingram Insider or Insight reports," and we were chatting about that. And I said, "You know what?" I said, "I think would be some really cool content is I can do a video." And this video is coming, by the way. I'm just waiting for my editor. He got COVID, and so he's really behind. But that's a different story. So, but I said, I could do a really cool video about your Ingram Insider Insights reports and just talk about what parts of it I think are useful and how authors could use them in their book marketing. And our rep was like, "Oh, that's amazing. I got to connect you with our social media content person, and maybe you guys can do some things together." So I offered them value. And I wasn't expecting anything in return. And then I got connected with their social media person. And now we're doing a whole bunch of things. There's going to be a whole lot of content that they're sharing of our authors. And we did an Instagram live together, I don't know, 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago, which was really cool. And I have a collaboration video that will be coming out. I'm doing the insight reports mostly because I think you guys are going to think this is really cool. But also, I was genuine with them, as saying, "Hey, can I do this? Can I share this report and post about it, and also share how people could use it?" So that's an example of value add. I wasn't going in with an ask. I was going in with a, "Hey, this is something you guys are doing that's really cool, and I don't think enough people know about it, and I might be able to help find a few more people." And that led to a collaboration, which is really cool. So, so some ideas. Number one, provide expert content. Provide guest expert content. If they have a blog, if they have a live stream, if they interview experts, if they have a podcast, you might be able to present yourself as an opportunity for them to put new content towards their audience. Now, what I would say is if they have a blog, first, check the bottom of their website and see if they accept guest articles before you start contacting them. Because a lot of sites actually have parameters at the very bottom of their website that will specify what kind of articles they want to accept. We get a lot of spam, and Angela can attest to this because I think most of it goes to the inbox that she monitors. But we get a lot of spam from people, or it feels like spam, basically saying, "Hey, I'd like to write a guest article for you." And a lot of times, the material is not even relevant to what we talk about, but it's not the kind of content that we would want on our site. And so if you look at Kindlepreneur as an example, I just was reading one of their guest expert blogs that they had, and it was on copyright. So they had somebody write this whole thing on copyright protection. And it was really well done. It was value add. It gave step by step. And it was probably something that the regular writers at Kindlepreneur didn't want to do, but it's a great fit for their audience. So is there something like that that you can create that's, unfortunately, because it's work, largely original but high value content? Offering to be a guest on their podcast can also be a collaboration or a way to work together. Again, you have to be ready to provide a hook or something interesting, something that they've talked about but haven't hit on the way you're going to hit on, so that it's something interesting. And it's not the same, it's not as pertaining to an influencer, but that's how I got in with Canadian Real Estate Wealth magazine when I was in real estate. I read 6 months of their magazine, so I knew their content really well. I knew what they already talked about, and I found something that I talk about that was just a little different, and I pitched it to them. Sorry, I have to cough. I was looking for a mute button like I have in Zoom, but I don't have it. So, uh, plug your ears. Sorry. I probably do have a mute button somewhere on this screen, but I don't see it. So apologize. Okay. So know what you have that's different, but you don't want to deviate too much from what they already talk about. Number two, invite them to be a guest on your podcast or your live stream show. have a really, really big tickle. I'm super sorry. This is where I would turn it over to Angela for a minute. There really should be a mute button here. If somebody knows where there's a mute button, so I can just like really have a good cough, that would be great. Oh, there it is. I found it. Okay, better. Thank you. ah, live. That isn't that great? Okay, it's real. Invite them to be a guest on your podcast or live stream show. Again, they know they're bringing value with their influence and their followers and all of that sort of thing. So this pitch has to be clever. You can't just say you're invited to be a guest. Listen and watch that video on influencer connecting with influencers and reaching out to influencers, and understand that you need to go in with a, hey, I loved what you said on so and so's podcast about X, and I think we can explore that a little bit on my podcast that is this, and or my live stream that is this. If there's a really good fit, you might get a yes, and hopefully they share this great, you have a great interview or a great conversation, and they share it to their audience. And you never know. I mean, I've had podcast interviews where I connect really well with the podcast host. Next thing you know, I'm buying their book or I'm checking out their program. There can be really good opportunities that come from those situations. Number three, you can offer up copies of your book for them to do a giveaway. So yes, there's a cost to this, but it's potentially really valuable for you if they start promoting your book as something they're going to give away. Idea four, create something really cool and exciting to invite them to be a part of. So you could say, hey, I'm writing a book and I'm looking to interview experts. I'm writing an article on the top 10 influencers. I'm doing a series of interviews for X project. If you are, a writer for Medium or for one of the other major publications, maybe it's a piece for this publication. There's lots of places like that where you can, yes, it's work. Of course, there's no easy button here, my friends. And if there is, nobody has showed it to me. So that would not be nice if you're hiding the easy button. But you want to create something that is appealing to them to be a part of. And again, maybe they don't ever do anything for you, but maybe you are such a cool person that they want to know more about what you do. They want to read your book. They want to connect with you. And they might do some things to help support and promote you along the way. All right, let's do a prize for being here. And let's see, today is October 25th. Let's see, do we have 25? I don't think we quite have 25 comments. So if you're here and you're just hanging out, make sure you've said hello, because I'm going to be choosing that 25th comment. Well, actually, I'm not going to. Angela is my beloved partner on these things, and she will be the one counting to 25. So, and Efren is cheating. But you know what? Efren can cheat, because you know what Efren does? He chooses someone else to give the prize to, because he's won all the prizes. Although now we have the new logos on everything, Efren. So now you're going to have to collect a whole new batch of everything. Hey, Pat. Great to have you here. Welcome. And good times programming. Great. I love that this is bringing the lurkers out from behind. Hello from San Diego. It says Dora. That's great. And Jacqueline's here. She says, hello, I'd like to win something, and I'm by no means related to book launchers. That's great. Okay. So, Angela, once we hit 25, you know what to do. Okay. So, heading back over to my ideas. And if you guys have ideas for what you think would be a great collaboration with an influencer, let's chat about that too. You can give me some ideas. I love that. So number 5, if you have a budget, and it doesn't have to be a big budget, but if you have a few $100s and you're willing to test this out, you could see if the influencer does paid placements or paid shout outs. You can, and many do, ask for them to do this for free. But generally speaking, I don't think that's going to fly. Maybe, 1 in 100,000, maybe, I don't even know, that it might be low. It might. But the reality is that going in saying, hey, do you do paid shout outs, paid placements, anything like that, at least you're valuing and respecting the fact that their influence has value. Because I find that a lot of people will just jump in and say, "Hey, I'll send you a copy of my book if you'll mention it on your show," or "Hey, I'll send you a copy of my book if you'll, tweet about it or write a review." And that does a lot more for the other person than it does for me or the influencer. So think about how you can position it. Maybe you can even find out if they do paid placements. But again, it's all in the strategic way of wording it. And even if they do paid placements, you still have to sell them on why their audience would want to see it. Because savvy influencers and brands know that even if they're getting paid to shout something out, it really should be something they can legitimately get behind and shout out. So that's where an angle, that's why I say kind of knowing that they already talk about something, that they're already a fan of something, they support something, anything like that. That's why you need to do your research because you can tie it back to that. And by offering to pay them, they will know that you at least respect the fact that there's value in what they say and the influence that they have over their audience. Number 6, if you have a bit of a following, you can use that as an exchange. And I mentioned already, I've partnered up with Ingram Spark. We've done some collaborations. We have more coming out that haven't been edited on their side or our side yet. And that's one idea. And now that's not necessarily with an influencer, it's with a brand. It can be a very similar thing. So you can look around and see where you may have opportunities like that. It does for a lot of people to be interested in that. You do need to have a bit of a following. So look at where you have an audience. If you've built up a YouTube or Instagram or a newsletter, then this is something of value that you can offer if you have audiences that have synergies and similarities. All right. Let's see. The cheater. The cheater one. Oh, Efren. All right. Um, this is funny. Efren says, "Wow, I'd love to have the updated mug. Remember, kids, cheating means winning." All right. You've given away a lot of prizes, Efren, and you comment on pretty much every video, and you're here for every live. So you've totally earned the new mug. It's yours, my friend. Okay. So now most of you actually there's a few here. I see Judy White's dad. Hello. So there's a few people here that I haven't seen before, but most of you know that every Tuesday and Friday a new video comes out. And when you comment the day a video is released, you get entered to win some of our fabulous Book Launchers swag. And I've collected all of your wonderful names who commented on the day the video was released. I give it 24 hours. So, you don't have to comment exactly on Tuesday, but as long as you've commented before Wednesday morning, my time, you get entered to win. And so I put everybody's names in my random name picker, which I have lost. Where is my random name picker? Oh, it's probably in another screen. I only have 15 tabs open right now, my friends. Oops. Okay, here we go. So I am pressing hold on. I'm pressing the spinning button right now. And let's see whose name comes up. Oops. All right. Loading the result. It says Maureen P. All right, awesome. I don't know if Maureen's here. I don't think I've seen your name pop up, Maureen, but hopefully you are watching the replay and you can email Angela at team at booklaunchers.com and let her know. Did I see Ben Preston? What? Is Ben here? Oh my goodness. Wow. And Stephen, this is a party. You guys, the party is here on YouTube. We have Ben Preston and Stephen Serrell in the house. So glad to have you guys here. Welcome. Okay, so Maureen P., please email Angela at team@booklaunchers.com with your mailing address and your prize choice. Angela, I do not know what prizes are. I think we have new mugs. I also think that we are always giving away a copy of Self-Publish and Succeed, which, see my stack of books right here? Let's see. I have a small collection of books, but inside of that collection is Self-Publish and Succeed. So if you have not read this, you can get a copy of that, or our mug, or I'm not sure. And then this was on my stack, so kind of cool. You, Me, and Airbnb. I saw, this is very cool. Some really cool design. Where did I see it? Oh, it wasn't this one. Sorry. I feel like I just saw a squirrel. Was it this book? Oh yeah, this one. See?
This is really cool. See that little detail on the chapter start and then see the cover? I thought that was really cool. Anyways, so my mug, oh no, Steven's mug is cracked. I'm glad you're here. Maybe we can win you another mug today. Okay. Um, Maureen, that was for you. TEAM at booklaunchers.com. I know. Thank you, Quizmaster. I am definitely having a squirrel moment today. I'm so excited because all these cool people have joined today and it has made me a little giddy. So, okay. So, Angela, if you can remind everyone what the prizes are and a few last shirts. So, there, I see it now. And a few last shirts. So we do have a few of our book launchers hashtag no boring books shirts left. I think we have some weird sizes like large, extra large, maybe a small. I'm pretty sure there's no mediums and no larges left. So, okay. Number 7, the idea number 7 is maybe doing a social media takeover, or if you don't have a relationship with them to offer that or trust, then you could potentially live tweet if they're doing something. So, example, right now during the live stream, you could be. I'm not saying you should do this, but if it was a bigger event or a summit or anything like that, you could live tweet what is going on. And if they have a hashtag, be using that hashtag. If you're attending a live event and they're speaking, posting about it regularly, like not just doing one post, but posting like takeaways at major points in their talk, like you're live tweeting or live, not live streaming, but live posting, whatever you want to call it, so that it's something that followers will see. A lot of speakers will repost and reshare. And if you do a really good job of this, I would suspect that they will at least reply to you and say thanks so much, which would open the door to potentially building a relationship with them that could lead to other things in the future. So see if they've got a trending hashtag. Like I said, if they're doing a live stream, if they have a newsletter, you should be on that newsletter to see what they're talking about. If they're on, social media, see what they're talking about currently. So by watching their stories on Instagram, whatever it is, just kind of seeing what the in the moment thing is that they're doing, and if there's any opportunity for you to tag onto this. If they have big long live stream videos like this one, you could also create chapters for them. That's kind of a hint, like wink, wink. I think Quizmaster China has said this too, because I don't go back after we're done this live stream and post chapters for the viewers. I have a couple of times, but I don't usually get time to go back and do that. So somebody who does that, their post will get brought to the top and their name will be recognized if this is something you do on a regular basis for them. But it's something to kind of look at. Again, requires your research, requires you getting to know who are the people you're trying to connect with and how can you add value and get their attention without just going in with an ask. Okay, so that's 7 ideas. What do you guys have? I'm curious. Do you guys have other ideas? Let's kind of chat about it right now if you do. Otherwise, we'll just open it up for Q&A. And we have one other prize and for the YouTube and one other prize for today. So I think I'm going to go with the best idea for collaboration that I have not mentioned yet. So go ahead, post your ideas, and I will award that person with the best prize. Not the best prize, the next prize. And I'm going to now hit my random name picker one more time and see who is next. Oh, and it's Quizmaster China. There you go. Congratulations. Thank you for all your comments. And I'm pretty darn certain I saw you here today. So you can email Angela at team@booklaunchers.com and let her know if you have a size of a t-shirt that you would like. She can send you one of our last t-shirts if we have that size. Otherwise, you can get a copy of Self-Publish and Succeed. I have a few of the old mugs, so I can send you one of these. Or I believe we have journals, but I'm not certain on the journals. Okay. I see one question. Let's see. Shelly, I have a question about editing services, sensitivity. Shelly, I have a question about editing services, sensitivity editing. I have 20 years in the field, but I've never edited. Where would you suggest I start? I have 20 years in the field. I don't know if you mean in the editing field or what specifically that means. So I need a little bit more clarification. uh, Stephen's making jokes. um, so I need a little more clarification on that one. And I mean, for us, I mean, Readsy, just as an example, is a really good platform if you haven't edited before. You could start there. I think a lot of times they require qualifications and things like that, but I think it would be a good place to start and get your cut your teeth. I think that's the right expression. But if you, depending on if you do mean in the editing field, I would also strongly recommend taking some courses. And if Jacqueline is still here, I don't know if she's still listening. There are some specific in copy editing, anyways. There are some specific courses that we recommend people take to prepare themselves to do professional copy editing. Having a good eye is not enough. We do look for people who have certifications. They're part of editing groups, and we also, we also test on that piece too. But copy editing in particular is about rule following. Disability services and lived identity. Oh, I see. So, so you've been in that field, but you've never edited. Okay, so yeah, so I would take some courses to learn all the editing rules. There's different kinds of editing. So if you're looking to do kind of content editing or go through, if you are looking to be kind of a sensitivity editor, you probably still want to come to the table with copy editing skills, because I suspect that a lot of that would come down to word choice and knowing the rules that you're following as far as editorial guidelines. So I would probably do that. And I don't see anything coming in from Jacqueline, but that she would be the best person on our team to kind of advise on what we would look for in that as well. Any other questions? And I don't see any ideas. You guys are going to leave the other prize hanging out there. The other prize is up for grabs. I mean, Efren is probably not going to try to get it, and that's the only question. Oh, you guys are going easy on me today. Well, I'll give you a moment if anybody has any other questions to chime in. And if you have any other ideas for collaborating with influencers, that final prize is also up for grabs still. So I will give you one moment to do that. Maybe I'll pull out another book since I have a big stack back here. Let's see what we have lately. Oh, I got a few here. I got a nice little stack. So we have the Solo 401k. This is the Solarpreneurs Retirement Account. This is all about, if you run your own business, how to set yourself up for retirement planning success. So it's a really good read by Sean Mullaney. And oh, here we go. Do you recommend an author pick on the cover for brand building? I recommend you put it on the back, like Peter Karayanis. On the front, I understand why people say that. And I guess at the end of the day, it depends what you're going to use your book for. If you want your book to sell organically, and it is not, and you are not a celebrity, and your picture does not really apply to what you're talking about, an example where it would apply is perhaps if you are a bodybuilder, right? And your book is about bodybuilding, you could put a picture of you on the front because it's about bodybuilding. I saw that with a CrossFitter. She was doing a rope climb on the cover, and the book was kind of about her CrossFit journey. So it can, in certain situations, make sense for you to be on the cover. Now, if you're just going to give your book out, which I have seen people do, if you're just going to give it out and you do not care if it sells anywhere else, then yes, you could put your cover on the front. But the big thing with putting your cover on the front and trying to sell it is looking at all the other covers in your category and seeing how many other ones have faces you do not recognize, especially if you're going into the top 10 bestsellers. And what you'll find, you can see with the majority of the books that we've worked on, the author is not on the cover because when you look, they're on the back cover. But when you look at the category that they're in, nobody else has their face on the cover. And if your face is not a celebrity face that people instantly recognize, it's not going to help sell the book. In fact, sometimes a face can be the reason somebody doesn't buy a book or they skip over it. And so for the most part, we don't put faces on the cover of books. I never will say, "No, you can't," but I would say think carefully about why and what you wanna do with the book and how you're measuring success. Oh, Steven says a CrossFitter like Julie the Bear Slayer broad. It wasn't bear slaying. I ran. If you haven't read Self Publish and Succeed, you may not know my bear encounter story that I share. So I'd highly recommend you read it. However, do not do what I did, which is turn around and run. That is what I did, but I'm not proud of that. But I probably would do it again if I was in the same situation. Uh, Anyways, I won't spoil it. It's in the book. You can read about it, but I am not a bear slayer at all. I was, however, a CrossFitter and I still work out. So, okay, a bodybuilder like Dale Roberts. There you go. Mike says, who would really want my pick? And I think that's it. And I don't have any. And Mike has, I'm stuck for ideas. I took all the good ideas. Okay, I'll give you guys a participation prize just for being here. So let's go. November 12th is a date of significance in my life. So let's go 12 up from Efren's. Um, yeah, Efren says the worst thing you can do is turn and run from a bear. Yes, it really is. You should not do that. So let's go to 12 up from Efren, and hopefully it's not Efren again. That would be funny. Please. And Angela, hopefully you got that. Okay, and then Teen Vision. Can you give feedback on my title? Decisions, where did you go wrong and how to make it right? Discover the secret cure for the curse of wrong decisions. So I don't know if those are two different titles or a title and a subtitle. Um, Decisions, where did you go wrong and how to make it right? So, I mean, as far as titles go, ideally, and it doesn't have to be, but ideally, you're going for 3 words or less. And it's going to be memorable, easy to say, and identifies the reader and even sells the book with some keywords and makes it more discoverable with some keywords. So, you probably have keywords in there like wrong decisions, decisions, those kind of things, probably, and even secret could be a keyword for your category. However, decisions, where did you go wrong and how to make it right is a title that is a mouthful. So you want to think carefully about that. And it's a lot of words. I'm just looking at some of these books here. You want to be careful how many words you have on your front cover because it will make cover design really challenging if you have too many words. And so really challenging if you have too many words. And so that can be really, really tricky, I should say, regarding having so many words. You've also repeated decisions a couple times, which, ideally you don't use a different word or have a different benefit. And where did it go wrong and how to make it right? Discover the cure for the curse of wrong decisions. I would go deeper. So you've made a wrong decision, but what does that mean? And what is the curse of wrong decision? So, and who's the reader? Sorry, I just unleashed on you. But who's the reader for this? Is it somebody who's made a wrong decision? But if they've made a wrong decision, how does that impact them? Are they staying up at night, worry about the decision they've made? Have they ruined their family? What has the wrong decision done that your book is going to fix? Because it's not just about the first outcome of making good decisions. It's now, okay, now that I can make good decisions, what's going to be different in my life as a result? And knowing your reader really specifically is going to help you really hone in on that and get clear. Because otherwise, you have a general book that is going to be hard to sell because you aren't Tony Robbins or somebody with a famous name that can put out a book on decision making, and everybody's going to want to know how, sorry, Tony Robbins just came to mind, but how Tony Robbins made decisions. Hopefully that helps. Yeah, see, Jacqueline threw a good answer or a good idea out there. She's like, where did you go wrong? The secret cure to wrong decisions. And we could even go a little deeper and go the secret cure to wrong decisions and something that identifies the specific reader. Because everybody makes decisions that they think they could have made an alternate decision to later on. So, all right. Phew, that was a good one. Thank you. And see, Jacqueline is here still. I love how you just pop back up. Okay, well, I think that's everything here. Oh, and another one, decisions. Where did you go wrong and how to make it right? Ooh, I like that one. I think we're coming up with some good ideas here. And Stephen, congratulations, you were our winner. So it's like you put it out into the universe that you didn't want to have a cracked hashtag no boring book mug anymore. And voila, your wish will be my command. I'm not sure if that's accurate. Okay, writing wrong decisions. This is awesome. So Jacqueline, I had asked, since you're back, I'd asked for the editing course, the copy editing course that we often recommend that somebody take if they're interested in becoming a copy editor. Because we had somebody that was interested in getting into sensitivity editing, and I suggested that they should also do copy editing training, just because I think those two things would go together well. And then I deferred to you because I would be looking at you going, what do you think, Jacqueline? Jacqueline's our operations manager, for anybody who doesn't know, but she's also been with me since I launched the company. So she helps me figure out a lot of these kind of in the trenches details. So it's ace. Awesome. Thank you very much. Okay, friends. Well, we will be back here in a couple of weeks. We also have our November deep dive training scheduled for November 19th, I believe. You can register for that at booklaunchers.com/deep dive. That will be a NaNoWriMo writing session. So we will do probably 2 rounds of sprints and 2 focused writing sessions. So if you're editing a book or you're writing a new book or you're writing content for your marketing of your book, all of those things can be a great use of those 2 hours that we will spend together working on that. All right, friends, thank you so much for being here. And I look forward to seeing you again in 2 weeks. And if you're watching the replay, of course, post in the comments because you'll get entered to win for the next prize that we do. All right, thanks, everybody. Bye.